Do you ever wonder, is this even healthy? In this video, we're gonna share 7 ways to know your marriage is healthy. Hi, my name is Dana Pollard.
And I'm Dana Pollard, and we've been married nearly 25 years.
And we still love each other, and welcome to Rich as One. Rich as One is like all about marriage and becoming rich as one.
So the number one way to know your marriage is healthy is if you could choose anyone in the world to marry today, it would be your spouse. So think about a room full of billionaires.
Wait. Sexy billionaires.
And they're all good looking and they've got, everything that the Hollywood desires. And you would still choose your spouse in that room, then your marriage is healthy today.
Yeah, and the reason we know that this is like the number one indicator is because you're just so happy within the marriage, right? Now, I would say this, if you wouldn't choose your spouse in that moment, it just says, hey, there's some things going on. And the root of it is actually not your spouse. The root of it is within you. So let's ask this question in a different way. If you could be anyone in the world, who would you be?
Would you be you?
Would you be you? And if the answer is yes, you would be you, then hot dog, like we've got something here, because you can only be happy in your marriage if you're happy with yourself. So if you're not happy with yourself, you are definitely not happy with your marriage.
That's deep.
The second way to know if your marriage is healthy is that both partners are looking forward to sexy time.
That's right. Both the husband and the wife can be romantic and be thinking about the end of the night or the end of the date or wherever's going to happen at sexy time. And if they're both anticipating sexy time, guess what? Then both of them together are rich as one and everything is healthy in the marriage. So if you struggle with sexy time or having even time, because kids can get in the way, we have another video about that. But let me explain something to you, that we have to be intentional. Both husband and wife have to be intentional to set some time aside to date one another. When we're dating, that gives us an opportunity to look forward to the evening of the date and be thinking about maybe some things that are going to happen after the date.
Yes. And I mean, a very obvious given would be to pray about that. If you are the one who struggles with this, to go, Lord, how can you change my mindset to look forward to this?
So the number 3 thing to know you have a healthy marriage is that you and your spouse are partners in financial planning.
Yeah, so we want to look at our entire life and where do we want to be as a couple financially, in other areas as well, at the end of our life, and start working backwards. And that you actually come up with a plan. And if you don't know what that big picture is, have a plan. It's okay if it changes. Just have some sort of plan. So you definitely want to talk about retirement, because what we want, as the word says, the righteous leaves an inheritance for their children's children. So what we want to do is we want to start with our children's children and leave an inheritance for them. And so how can we create a plan together that
it's a blessing to the
that?
generation and generation. And I think that's something that it takes both the husband and the wife to put their heads together and pray together and ask about the future to God.
Yeah, and coming up with a plan and a plan together.
That's good. So the 4th way to know your marriage is healthy is that your children are all looking forward to getting married themselves one day.
Yeah, this is a really big indicator. And I know that every child has their own personality, but there's a very, very, very few that actually are gifted with the gift of singleness, okay? So let's just take those out of the equation right now. Let's talk about most of our children. If they can't wait to be married when they're grown up, and I say this because all 3 of our kids are looking forward to the day to get married. Now, they're also wise and they're choosing appropriately, and that's a whole nother video.
Right.
But they want to get married. The 5th way to know that your marriage is healthy is that you have routine date nights.
So our favorite thing to do is just to take walks or to get away great dinner, have conversations about, hey, what's the Lord doing in your life? What's the plans or the dreams that God has for you? And date nights give that atmosphere to really ask each other how we're doing, and even in our marriage. Date nights is a great time to have those conversations that get us talking about things other than our children.
Yeah, and just to have fun together so you can bond, right? So routine means I would recommend weekly because for whatever reason, that's what seems the healthiest for us. Monthly may be a little too spread out. So just think of the days before you were married and how much you dated, and maybe continue that.
So let me just say, if you dated 7 days a week before marriage, maybe 1 day a week is healthy.
Okay, 1 day a week.
So the number 6 way to know your marriage is healthy is you take vacations without the kids.
Yeah, just have a getaway without them. It doesn't have to be elaborate, unless you want it elaborate, of course. And it's healthy because you get to talk and dream together. There's no distractions. You get to focus on each other. You get to have more sex. And there's just so many reasons that it's very healthy without the kids. The 7th way you know that your marriage is healthy is that you have financial transparency in the marriage.
That's right. So whatever each person is spending, you guys are able to talk about it. Maybe you have that date night where you are just sharing what's going on in your life, and you're planning financially together. So everything that's coming out of your bank account, remember guys, we're rich as one. And so we don't hide things from one another. When we're healthy in our marriage, we're able to talk about even things like money.
So one thing that we do is we have our main bank account, but then we also have a bank account for Brandon, a bank account for Dana, and our savings, etc. Well, what this does is we like to budget money, and we put that amount in his bank account, that amount in my bank account, so we can just swipe the card on anything we want. If I want shoes, he doesn't judge me. If I want a new purse, he doesn't go, I can't believe you bought that.
If I want a new golf club, it's okay because it's in the budget and I can just swipe the card.
And he doesn't have to ask me.
That's right. And this has really helped our marriage because then there's some money set aside for fun. Guys, in a marriage, we're going to have fun. And if we're not transparent about it, we're trying to hide it, it's not any fun.
Yeah, I can't say that I've been perfect in this area.
We're learning together how to be rich as one. So maybe there's some things that you think that are healthy in a marriage. Hey, go ahead and put those in the comments. Would you please like and subscribe to this video? I hope you understand that we're all learning together.